Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of Lili Vanilli versus the AI in the Farmers Cup group stage. This is not the losers bracket, but it is the group where all the losers of round one were put in. A proper losers bracket is a little bit different, but I am repeating myself. So here we have Lili Vanilli in the pink as always versus in the blue the AI, who has gotten the Bengalis. So the AI always picks a random civilization, which in this case was the Bengalis, and Lili Vanilli was able to pick the Britons. I am not so sure about this pick because I think she has not played a lot with archers. Usually she's just playing with Stäblemen. But yeah, let's see what she can do. I think she, after this first convincing win, she feels confident and she feels like, okay, she can try a different strategy, maybe learn a little bit more about executing an archer build. And that's very good because she also has to face off against Der Vasall and also against Jesse the Emperor in this group. And so she wants to win maybe a game or two against these players. And so it's very good that she practices also different builds, gets a feeling for the game. And that way. Now, a little bit of a mistake that she's doing here is that she's killing 3 goats at the same time, which just means that food is rotting away, and I think these villagers will kill another goat because that's what villagers always do. Let's see what this guy is doing. Oh no, actually not killing another goat. That's nice. For once, not killing another goat. But yeah, I think Lili is missing her other goats, maybe. They're over here, and I don't see the other goats. Maybe she has already found them, and they're on the way. But nevertheless, let's look at the AI. AI does the same thing, even worse, slaughtering these goats. And now we can actually see the food rot away. So look at this number. It slowly but constantly goes down. And that's just food that is just wasted. And it starts to count down once you kill the animal. Now, of course, the AI has gotten the rhino in, so plenty of food underneath the town center, so nothing to worry about for the AI just yet. But for Lili Vanilli, now the food is getting low, so there's no more food underneath the town center, so she really needs to either bring another goat in or bring this rhinoceros in, which she is doing right now. But still, there is some idle time here, some inefficiency, so you really need to find your other goats in the early game. And oh yeah, I need to go back to the town center. This is a terrible lure because it's neither underneath the town center nor next to the mill. So this is not very efficient. However, it's nothing you can't recover from. At least Lili Vanilli is seeing that she's gonna get housed soon and immediately builds the house, so very, very nicely done here. But she really needs to find these other goats. You always start with 4 goats and you get 2 + 2 extra goats. I just wonder, did I miss it? There are no other extra goats on this map. I think she's missing 2 goats. I think maybe the map generation is bugged. But it's fine. I think she will do just fine, even without the goats. Let's look at the AI here for a second. The second rhinoceros is now underneath the town center. So a lot of food coming in for the blue player. 13 on food, and they gather a lot of it. And once they drop it off, the AI will soon be able to click up to the feudal age if they so desire, but maybe they want to go for some kind of fast castle build. Now, the AI has the Bengalis as a civilization. And Bengalis, they have quite strong monks, actually, because the monks get additional armor right from the get-go. So it's very hard to kill those pesky, pesky monks. And if you ever have played against a very good AI with monks, that is a terrible feeling because all the monks can convert individual targets and always do perfect micro. But I don't think we will see that in this game. It is only the hard AI after all, so I think that is totally fine. Now the scout of the enemy AI is getting picked off here by the town center of Lili Vanilli, who is now getting the first farm. So a thing that she should do is she's now using the healthy villager to build a farm. However, typically you want to get one of these damaged villagers to build the farms, because then the villagers are typically safer around the town center. then on a wood line. So if a scout rush comes in, the scout rush is very likely to hit this wood line, and then these villagers are already weak, so they can basically be picked off very easily, whereas around the town center is much less likely that any kind of aggression is coming in, and even then you can save the villager by putting it in the town center. But that's just a minor thing that once you get more and more experienced, you notice that these villagers should be on the farms here. Now, food has run out underneath the town center, but we still have the berry bushes, yes, and we already have 3 farms, and a lot on wood here for Lili Vanilli. Maybe a little bit too much on wood, so a little bit imbalanced, but feudal age is coming in, so that's really nice. Now the mining camp is coming down, and again here these weak villagers here at the mining camp in the front, a little bit exposed, but overall I don't think it matters too much. Now this mining camp is not optimal. Actually it should be placed 1 tile further back so that actually villagers can get in this gap between mining camp and the gold, so they can basically just drop off immediately. But I think it's a minor inefficiency. So this villager, for instance, has to walk a little bit back and forth. So I don't know, you probably lose like 2 gold per minute or something, or probably even less. But it's just something to consider when you want to optimize your build and your strategy. Now our blue player over here also on gold. Now look at this placement. This is like typical placement, unless you want to put it over here, so this villager can just walk back and forth. And there's also a little bit less bumping, which generally leads to inefficiencies. Blue player now is in the feudal age, has a flag on the barracks, so we see some infantry being produced, and also we see an archery range coming down over here. Now the berries are very much saturated. I think this is really too many villagers on berries, although Fiddy recently said that this is apparently some kind of new meta build, but I'm not sure if the AI is able to actually pull that off here. Lily now in the feudal age as well, going for the early wood upgrade. I like that very much. You should always prioritize this upgrade. It's like a 20% increase in the gather rate. So if you have like 5 villagers on wood, that's basically an extra villager already, and it just scales from there. So it's always worth it. Now Lily also going for an archery range. She is of course the Britons, so she has good archers. And if we look at the bonus, the archery ranges work 10% faster already, so you get these archers out earlier, and also you get an extra range in the castle age and in the imperial age, so you get these extra range crossbowmen and longbowmen, and that is just very, very good. However, maybe she's just faking out the AI. The AI is like, okay, it's Britons, it's gonna be archers, so maybe the AI is thinking about skirmishes for the AI itself. No, the AI is going for archers and also 2 militia. That is questionable, I have to say. And Lili Vanilli actually placing a weird forward tower. Typically, if you want to place a tower, you want to place it near the gold to protect your gold, or near the stone if you want to take that, or maybe near here the wood line and the stone. But this is kind of weird placement in a normal game. However, I think against the AI, it's actually a good play, because the AI typically will run forward from the blue base to the pink base, and the AI likes to get hung up on towers. So they will see the tower and they will be like, okay, we have to kill the tower first. So that actually secures the base here. But against a human player will just ignore this, will just run around and ignore the tower. Now the AI is making a little bit of everything, getting the men-at-arms upgrade, archers, skirmishers, and Lili Vanilli, I think, is kind of doing a similar thing. Getting some archers, getting housed, of course, so I think that's maybe the biggest inefficiency, which also is the reason why Lily is behind by 2 villagers against the AI, and that is because of the houses. But you see a very nice farming setup is already. Oh no, that's blue base actually. Sorry. Still, Lili Vanilli has a nice farming setup. So she's also getting better and better at placing down farms. You really want to continuously get those farms down so that you have the food really coming in. And also, if you don't want to place them all down at the same time, because then all of them expire at the same time, and then you need a lot of wood to replenish all those farms. Instead, if you just trickle them down, then you have a constant flow of wood that's going towards farms, and that's much easier to manage than if you have them all expiring at once. Now we have a lot of archers in the queue, so in this case I would like to see a second archery range. If you really want to go heavy on archers, place down a second archery range, and we can actually see that there's some forward aggression here by Lili Vanilli. She is building a tower here behind the woodline very sneakily, and that's actually nice because the AI doesn't realize that there's a tower here and doesn't rush it down. In last game we saw that the AI is able to rush down towers very easily, but this tower is not seen by the AI, so the AI does not react. Of course, the tower doesn't really range anything immediately, but it already projects a lot of power here. And now we see a reaction by the AI now coming forward with a lot of archers and skirmishers, and that's just not enough here from Lili Vanilli. She has to retreat towards the tower, but now the tower gives her a point of retreat. She's now able to hop inside the tower maybe. But yeah, so far not much happens. We just see this little chasing party here, and yeah, the tower of course doesn't hit shit because buildings don't hit anything anymore. And now here's the second tower that Lili Vanilli can retreat to, and the first man-at-arm falls, and I think this tower will also shoot down a few units maybe, if it's ever able to hit anything. Yes, now it's able to hit the archer, but I think it will still get better down. But I think it has bought Lili Vanilli some time, and it also has killed maybe a unit or two, and also caused a lot of idle time because these three villages were not working at all, and that gives Lili Vanilli time to click up to the Castle H, and I think that's all she wanted. Now she has the skirmisher up here. Skirmisher lacks a defense upgrade, so that's so we really need the defense upgrade if you have if you want to fight a lot of archers. So 2 skirmishers not enough to kill this many archers. However, we still have the tower here, and in the tower we also have a lot of archers. So I think overall a slight advantage for the AI here in terms of army numbers, but with the tower the AI cannot really engage, and also the AI is getting hung up on this house of Lili Vanilli. So Lili Vanilli can just wait for the Castle H to pop, which already gives the archers an extra range. Immediately the AI recognizes the power spike and is actually retreating. And now Lili Vanilli could go for elite skirmishes or for the crossbowman upgrade, but instead we see she is actually queuing some knights, and I like that a few knights in here can really work wonders on the skirmishes and archers that the blue AI is producing. I have to say the farming layout from the AI is pretty good. A lot of farms, not enough farms for my taste here from Lili Vanilli maybe if she wants to go for knights, and she could also start to replenish the lumber camps, maybe make a new lumber camp somewhere, but overall it's fine. There is also one pesky skirmisher here. So that's something that Lili should deal with at some point, because this skirmisher is gonna get so annoying over time. Meanwhile, we had a little skirmish here, a man-at-arm getting picked off here by the pink force that could actually wander out a little bit and hit the wood line here. So that's something that Lili could do, is be a little bit more active, just poke in and poke out, don't overcommit, but do a little bit of raiding here. And now finally the knights come back. They just easily clean the skirmisher, who just caused a little bit of idle time and a little bit of annoyance. Lili now also going for elite skirm, going for the gold mining upgrade. Very nicely done here, and I think she's also saving for a castle over here with the stone mining, so nicely done. She could also put the scout on auto scout, so it doesn't just stand around, then it moves on its own, and nicely done. Now Lili comes forward with this force, attacking a few of those villagers. No village kill here, but a lot of idle time, so no resources being gathered here. And that's something that a lot of players underestimate, is that even if you don't kill anything, if the villagers are idle, they are not doing anything. So that's almost as good as killing a villager in many instances. And now here we see the first battle coming in. Stäblemen from the enemy, but we have elite skirmishes here, and elite skirmishes just clean house against archers, against feudal age archers. So even though there are some upgrades missing, like Bodkin Arrow is still missing, but now even the knights come in, and this is just a slaughter here of the blue AI, who does not stand a chance. Now cavalry armor upgrade is even coming in, which is very helpful against the towers and against all the ranged units that the blue AI is doing. And meanwhile we have a raiding party here in the blue base doing some very nice damage. More knights in here. So I think Lily really has learned that these power units like knights, that is just what you need to actually win games, to put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Now, I think here she's doing a little bit of a mistake. She clicked the tower, and so all of these units are just getting shot for free by this skirmisher. So this is something, and also this Stäbleman can just attack for free, but I think the tower will fall anyways, and then the units should retask. But still a little bit sloppy here, losing 2 knights here for free, and another one will be lost. But overall still worth it here, because you're still in the driver's seat, still attacking, still gaining ground. And yeah, so not much to criticize here. The skirmisher, still one skirmisher here. This one should get dealt with. Has done so much already. Now this is the what it gives you. You kill the tower. Now we can move here, pressure the gold, pressure the farms. These farms are being denied. Very nicely done here. Meanwhile, the AI is also now in the castle age, and of course AI is like the boom. So we see another town center coming up here, and maybe we'll see a third town center coming up at some point. But I think if Lily Vanilli just keeps up the pressure, which she's doing right now, coming in with more knights, to find more villager kills. Of course, here now is a town center, so some of these villages will be safe, but others at the wood line not so much. And yeah, 2 villagers being picked off, another village being picked off, and just so much economy damage here being dealt by Lily. Still, it's 54 against 54 villagers, and that is now because we have 2 town centers by blue. And now also 2 town centers by Lily Vanilli, who has made a, you wouldn't believe it, a trade card of all things. Fair enough, but second town center, I like that. But again, we have here 1 archer, 1 pesky archer, probably killing a villager or 2. I hope that Lily realizes at some point in this game, but this villager is probably doomed. Falling down, but more aggression coming in, and look at those juicy villagers. Yes, those are only elite skirmishers, Stäble, Werf, Männer, and they don't even have Botkin Arrow, so actually they don't do too much. With Botkin Arrow they could actually do a lot more, but still they're enough to pester the villagers, and once in a while a villager will fall. Also, we now have a castle being dropped here forward by Lily Vanilli. Very nicely done, and this castle can shoot down the town center, deny part of the wood line, deny the farms. Just never-ending aggression here by Lily Vanilli, and I hope this archer has been dealt with, actually, I think. So nicely done here. Some Stäblemen by the blue player, but the Stäblemen actually are weak against skirmishes. So that's actually very good, and a lot of knights here. So this Stäbleman tries to deny the castle, no chance, and the castle will go up. And I think this is gonna spell disaster for our AI, who still has another town center over here. So 3 town centers for the AI, but not so many villagers anymore. Well, actually still 60 villagers. But a lot of the villagers, I think, are just not working, or not doing anything really. We have a monk trying to sneak through. Let's see if the monk can make it. Yes, dodging like a pro, but not anymore. And this castle just gives Lily Vanilli so much. Look at all those villagers being shot at. Yes, the castle doesn't hit shit, because buildings don't hit anything anymore. But still, villagers die left and right, and even if they don't die, they're super weak. And yeah, still village lead for the blue player, but that's just because of the constant production by 3 town centers. But so many villagers die, so many villagers are weak, and I think so it's just a matter of time until Lily Vanilli is ahead in terms of villagers. And especially if this next castle goes up, I think this should be further forward. This should just be in the face, maybe wedged in here, reaching everything. But look at all the blue villagers, all the blue dots running around, confused, and all the Stäble Werfmänner here not hitting anything because they don't have ballistics. But it's enough, it doesn't matter. Still, once in a while, one of these javelins actually hits. And maybe this villager dies. No, it doesn't die, but it's super weak, so it will die in the next round. And yeah, look at the stranglehold again, and this is how you want to deal with the AI. Just strangle it to death, even if they have more villagers. Just make sure that it can't do anything. All of these villagers are essentially idle. They're not counted as idols, but they're essentially idle, and that means that the economy is much weaker than the 60 villagers would make you believe. And I think actually 60 villagers, I don't know what the cap is, but I think that in this difficulty, I think the AI at some point stops producing villagers. But I might be wrong. Maybe they actually go for 100 plus villagers after all. But yes, this town center is being shot down. I think the Lili Vanilli needs to make sure that this lonely pikeman is not able to kill the castle, which has already lost a lot of HP, which is surprising. Already 1000 HP lost from the castle. How can this happen actually? I'm not sure. Maybe it's a constant town center shooting that's actually doing a number on the castle, but I think castles in the end will just triumph. They're just much stronger. And yeah, you just see a lot of blue dots running around, still some knights over here, Stäble, Werfmänner over here, and maybe Lili is now saving up for the Imperial Age. She has plonked down this castle, but she's not building it for some reason, and I think now she shouldn't build it because now there's a Mangonel. Uh-oh, she could lose that castle. She could lose that castle, but I think the Mangonel is now just going out of range. Oh, okay, Lili cancelled the castle. But of course the Mangonel is the perfect counter to the Stäble Werfmänner, to the Skirmisher. And let's see what I can do. This is gonna be bad for Lili Vanilli. Ooh. And now the Mangonel is getting repaired. Oh, big bada booms coming in. Oh, and she could have even killed it, but moved away in the last second instead of dealing the finishing blow. And a lot of skirmishes get cleaned up, but we have the knights here, and the knights can just kill the Mangonel very, very easily if Lili Vanilli actually just attacks the Mangonel. Which she now does, and the Mangonel is getting cleared. The town center still standing. I think it's being repaired or something, or maybe the castle is just distracted. The castle is distracted most of the time by these villagers running around. So I think here ballistics would actually help a lot, because all of these shots are kind of missing the mark, kind of. Even the monk can kind of evade the shots, at least a few of them. And now we have the next castle coming up here, and this is looking dire for our blue player. Now also these farms are being denied. More skirmishes here in the front. Now the Rams finally, they will deal the final blow in this matchup. Still 61 villagers for the blue players. So you see the AI is very, very good at producing villagers, of just expanding that economy, and that is why you need to do this early aggression, so you make sure that your enemy cannot recover from this. But now the AI of the blue player is in complete shambles. I think all that would be necessary is maybe ballistics, so that actually the skirmishers can kill something. But yeah, we're still getting there. Still some villagers getting picked off here and there. The castles pick off monks and villagers left and right, and now the knights are coming in, killing more and more villagers, and the rest of the villagers is getting weaker and weaker. Another Mangonel coming up here. Will probably kill one or two knights here. No, actually, finally Lili realizes this. Maybe realizes this. But maybe the knight will turn. No, the knight is on defensive stance and will not defend itself from the Mangonel. But the castle will save the knights, but it doesn't matter, because we have this main town center being pushed by Lili Vanilli, being rammed down, and all the villagers have to flee, and it is just a massacre. Oh, the humanity. This should count as war crime. What is happening over here? Everyone has to flee to this final refuge of the blue player, who is, I think, is close to calling it. Look at the rams coming in, all the things falling down, a longbowman coming out. Monks are getting sniped by the longbowmen, who are basically like crossbowmen but have a one extra attack, I think, at least in Castle Age. Of course, Imperial Age they can go up to 12 range, which is ridiculous, which is more than a castle. so they can actually shoot down castles without being ranged. But I think now this is the end of this game. I don't know why the AI hasn't resigned yet, but the AI has nothing left, not a single town center, only some stray villagers. And I think Lily Vanilli could have put a 105 in the chat, which is the taunt for you can resign again, which actually I think forces the AI to consider resigning. But this is just a slaughter. The AI has 25 villagers left, 24 and dropping, and now finally the AI is giving this up. And Lily Vanilli, convincingly, I have to say, wins the second game in the series on Arabia. I think a little bit more shaky than Nomad, because it's a standard start. We had some suboptimal boar lures and stuff like that, but overall, still very, very good. Overall, I think refreshing lumber camps is something that she could do a little bit more often, but overall, I cannot criticize her at all. She played it perfectly. Put the aggression towards the AI, abused the AI a little bit with the towers, like forcing it to make some stupid decisions, so that was nicely done. And then dropping the castles and having a nice composition of skirmishes and knights and rams and castles. And yeah, that was a nice game by Lily Vanilli. And now I wonder if she actually can win all 4 of the games. So let's see you in the third one.